There we go. Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and if you're new here, welcome! I am so glad that you're here, and I hope you will stick around, maybe subscribe to my channel, leave some comments. But today we are gonna do something that I have been wanting to do for a very long time, and that is make naan bread along with some Vindaloo chicken. So I've got to give you a little backstory here. My husband and I went to Paris and London back in October of 2019, you know, before we had to stay home from everywhere. I digress. Anyway, we went to London, and we went to Paris first and then went to London. And in London, we had the most exciting foods ever. I don't know what it is. I mean, Paris was great. They had a lot of sugar, and you know, sugar. Sugar is a thing that I struggle with and that I love, and it's beautiful, and brownies. But yeah, so once we were done with having all the patisserie goodies in Paris, we headed over to London, and we had such great food there. And we stumbled across a little vendor in Borough Market called Spice Mountain, and I bought every curry available that they had. I think, I'm not exactly sure, and I think I may have smuggled them back into the country. I'm not positive, because they said that we weren't supposed to have, I don't remember, but I just remember being very nervous whenever we came back in. But I made it in, and I'm pretty sure that it was legal. Pretty sure. I mean, mostly sure. So I have been sitting on these spices since then, and I really think it's time that I used 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. So today we are gonna do Vindaloo chicken and naan. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is get our yeast activated. So I have 1/2 cup of warm water, a teaspoon of sugar. I couldn't think of what it was. Blech. Teaspoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons, I think, 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. So we're just gonna put that together there, and I'm gonna give it a little stir. And we are just gonna let that activate for a few minutes while we deal with our chicken. Our chicken, this naan is gonna need to rise for an hour, and our chicken needs to kind of sit at room temperature for about that same time. So I figured, perfect, we'll just do it all at the same time. All right, so let's let that froth up. All right, so here we have our chicken thighs, and I have the Vindaloo curry spice that I got from Spice Mountain. I really enjoyed Borough Market, and Spice Mountain was one of those places where you walk in and you're just in awe of everything that they have. They just had so much, but we're gonna use the Vindaloo one. All right, let's smell. Ooh, oh, it smells so good. Curry is so good. I love lentils, I love curry. Yum. So the recipe for the Vindaloo curry that I looked up actually had a curry mixture that it wanted you to make, but I figure, and I might be wrong, we'll find out, this is that mixture. So I am just gonna go with exactly the same amount of this powder that would be if I made it, but I looked everywhere for recipes that were for maybe just Vindaloo chicken without that I had my own spice blend already, and so I couldn't really find it. Oh gosh, it smells so good. So hopefully I'm gonna do this right. If you are an Indian lover or an Indian chef, let me know how these spices are supposed to work, because yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. Now, my husband and I totally love Indian food. We have been a couple times, and every time we go, the people there, I mean, okay, so the couple times that we've gone, the first time we went to this one place, we walked in and we were the only American people in there. The rest of the people in there were Indian, and we were so excited because if Indian people were coming to this place, that meant it was probably as close to authentic Indian food that we could get, and we were not disappointed. We had the guy, the owner came to our table and he's like, "Hi, is this your first time here?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he was bringing things to our table. It was a buffet, so he could bring whatever he wanted and it wouldn't cost us anything else. But he was bringing things for us to sample. "Oh, try this. Oh, try this." There was not one thing that he brought to my table that I did not like. It was fascinating. I had so much fun. I got really fat that day. I didn't eat for like 3 days later, but Indian food just makes me happy. So that's why Vindaloo chicken. All right, I'm gonna grab my pair of tongs here, and I think I was supposed to cut this in bite-sized pieces. Pause. Hi, Damie. Yes, yes, I'm supposed to cut it. Oi, okay, this is frothy though, so golly, see what happens? See what happens when you're talking about good Indian food and you just forget your mind? Yeah. Okay, so what we have in here is our frothy yeast. It is all ready to go. So to this, I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup of yogurt, 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, and 1 egg. So basically we're putting in all the wet ingredients, and then we're gonna let the mixer just mix that really well on low. If we had power, hold on. So this island actually doesn't have any power to it. So I actually have to stretch an extension cord from somewhere else in my house to here, and it's a heavy duty extension cord that can handle large appliances. So, black extension cord. Plug. Is it on? No. Okay. All right. Back in business. Ready? All right, we'll let that incorporate just a little bit while we cut some of our chicken. Right, and we're gonna use the flexible cutting mat to put it all back inside the bowl. And then I'm going to quickly wash my hands. All right, let's go ahead and turn this off for the moment, and let's put some more curry powder in there. I don't know if that's right. How could it be wrong? I mean, it was all in, maybe they're single serving size containers. Let's hope. If not, it's just gonna be spicy. So it's Indian food, it's supposed to be spicy. Okay, so the recipe legitimately said, put your curry into the bowl, let it sit, you let your chicken sit there. So we have like an hour, so it should be fine. Okay, back to the naan. You ready? You can do this recipe without a mixer, but since I have one, I'm totally gonna do it. You just have to stir everything by hand, whisk and whatever. All right, so I am going to add a little bit of a flour and my salt together and mix it up. And then we're just gonna start it, and we're just gonna combine. We need about 3 cups of flour or until it comes together in a ball. All right, we'll give it a second to incorporate. I'll turn it up just a bit. There we go. All right, we're gonna add a little more flour. And this is literally the first time I've made naan. I don't know if I mentioned that. All right. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off and turn it out on the counter, just so I can check to see the consistency, because did you know, this is a fact, the mixer actually makes your dough seem a lot wetter than it actually is. So oftentimes people will, oh, I need my pastry mat. There we go. Oftentimes, and this pastry mat means that I don't have to incorporate so much more flour into my dough ball. Oftentimes people will overflour their doughs because it's in the mixer and they think it's too sticky inside of the mixer. That's because the mixer does a way better job at, you know, pulling that dough together than our hands can do. And so if you just take it out and work it on the counter for just a second, your dough will feel much different. Much different. I've made the mistake several times when I was pretty new to cooking. Shoot, what am I saying? I've made this mistake several times recently in this kitchen as I was recording a video for you. Where I thought, oh, that is way too wet, added some more, and then later on when we were working the dough, I was like, ooh, I probably did a boo-boo. But it still worked out. The recipes still worked out. Or maybe that was one of the videos that you never saw. There are some of those where I'm like, that was a hot mess. I know that I'm a hot mess. That was really a hot mess. If I think it's a hot mess and I don't show you, then it was really a hot mess, because you've seen me hot messing, right? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so I think that this dough is good. It feels like good, supple. It feels that like there's still some hydration in there. I can feel that it's still a little wet. So it says, you'll end up using between 3 to 5 cups of flour. The dough should be smooth and very soft, but not sticky. So smooth and very soft. It is a little bit sticky, so maybe I'll work a teeny tiny bit more in. And that's one of the reasons that you probably want to turn it on the counter for just a little bit before you call it good, because then you can feel the stickiness, the real stickiness. Because if it would have been still in there, because if it would still have been in there, it would have still looked very, very, very sticky. And this is beautiful. This is a soft, perfect dough. All right. We're gonna leave it right in the middle of our mat, maybe. Cover the dough and let it rise to double size about an hour. Well, that should be plenty. We're gonna cover until it's double in size. So right now it's sitting in the middle of my 6-inch circle. So let's hope it will double. All right, we'll be back in about an hour. Okay, I'm back because I forgot to put the garlic and the vinegar into the chicken. So I went ahead and did that. But if you are following along right now, put your garlic and your vinegar in your bowl. Be back. All right, it's been about an hour and I wish you could smell the scent in this kitchen. It smells so good in here. All right. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm waiting because I'm assuming it's done now.
It's not done. I have to make the naan and then I have to fry up the food.
So how long do you think?
Probably about 20 minutes. Okay, so the other direction that I did not see was I was supposed to reserve back a tablespoon of that curry powder to put in with my onions when I mix them together, but oh well. And that's my rice in my Instant Pot. Okay, so what we're gonna wanna do with the naan is we are going to want to flatten it out into a disc, says the directions, and then we're going to cut it into 8 pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to cut it into 4 first, all right? And then we're gonna cut each of these in half. So we have 8 pieces because this recipe makes 8 naan. Or did I double it? Uh-oh. Nope, I did not double it. I kept it. Okay, and now we are gonna roll them into balls. So I assume any type of ball is okay. I'm not Indian, so this is my first time. If you are Indian, tell me how my technique is. I don't know if I'm doing this right. It did say that I shouldn't flatten them into the naan until they're ready to go into the pan. Oh, I should probably heat up my skillet. Okay. The directions did not say to put anything in my pan. So no oil, nothing. It worries me a little bit. Maybe I should read the directions one more time. It saith, heat a large heavy bottom skillet over medium heat, working with one ball at a time. Roll it out until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick, or approximately 6 inches in diameter. Place the rolled out dough on the surface. Flip the dough and cook the other side until golden brown. So, I'm telling you, no oil in the skillet. Man down. No oil in the skillet makes me a little nervous. I'm using the Pampered Chef's new 12-inch cast iron, so it does have some seasoning already on it, so maybe it'll be fine. And I'm going to use the handy dandy pastry roller to roll out my naan. Maybe I'll finger it out first, so like pull it. I just watch a naan video, but I watch so many bread videos that I cannot remember exactly. Whoa! Calm down. It's starting to smoke. Apparently that's too hot. I can't remember how they rolled out their naan, so I'm just going to not roll it in a circle because obviously that would be too easy. Gosh. And then there's my naan in that pan. Okay, well, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. It's not the perfect naan, but I'll get better. That was my first one. It doesn't say how long either. It says, place rolled out dough onto hot skillet and cook until bottom is golden brown and large bubbles have formed on the surface. Ooh, look, bubbles. So maybe I will roll out the next one. So let's push it like so. Oh, 6 inches isn't very big. Maybe that's a little more than 6. My bad. Okay, so I'll roll it this way, roll it this way. All right, there's the next one. Again, not quite a circle. Look at that, big bubble. Woo. Okay, well, I'll blame the heating element. All right. Let's look. I think it's still, how do I know when it's done? I think it's a little thick still. So maybe I'll roll it out to like 7. All right. We'll just consider that one done. First one's always the redheaded stepchild anyway, right? Right. Okay, I'm putting it inside a towel. All right, here we go. Number 2. Going down. Whoops. Oh. I know, this is fun though. If this works and it tastes good, it's great. Okay, so push out my dough just like so. And then I'm gonna roll it in each direction. Look at that. Good job, me. I don't know if it's actually right. But hey, I'm having fun. And that's what it's all about. Having fun in your kitchen. Adventuring with new things. All right, bubbles are forming. Ooh. 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 That side looks good. Ready? Ready to see this flip? We'll call that one good too. I don't want it to get too overdone. Okay, here we go. Going down. While that cooks, let's get our chicken mixture and all of the vindaloo ready. All right, let's get our chicken. Look at the chicken mixture. Look, doesn't it look so delicious? It smells, oh my gosh. It smells like I stepped into an Indian restaurant. If it's even half as good as an Indian restaurant, I am gonna be totally stoked. I think we got this. I'm gonna do the rest of this and then I will cut back in just a moment when we do the chicken. Wow, this pan is buzzing. It's very weird. Okay, we're just gonna go with it and hope for the best. Okay, the naan is done. Let's get to our vindaloo. So I'm gonna put in our oil, and once the oil starts to shimmer, we are going to add in our onions and our salt. Then we're gonna use a wooden spoon, says the directions. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a wooden spoon. We're gonna use a wooden spoon and stir it up. All right, I hear it popping, so it must be time to shimmer. Okay. And now we're putting in our salt. And I will link this recipe in the comments below. And we're gonna wanna stir fry this until the onions start to brown just a little bit. The recipe actually called for yellow onions, but our store only had white. So, also called for red wine vinegar. I only had white wine vinegar. Right. We're making the substitutions here. We're getting it done. All right, we are getting some brown edges. Yay. They're not quite as brown as I would want them, but the natives are getting hungry, so we're gonna have to move on. All right, I'm gonna put in the rest of our garlic and our ginger. If you had kept back some curry like a good girl, you would put the curry in now as well. All right, next we're gonna add our tomatoes. All right, now it's time for us to add the chicken. Look at all that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chicken. All right, so let's give that a good stir. All right, now we are gonna add in the tomato juice from the can and the rest of the vinegar. I'm gonna give that a good mix. All right, we are gonna let that come to a boil, and then we are gonna cover it almost all the way. Make sure there's an air hole for stuff to escape, because it does need to reduce down a little bit. And then we're gonna turn the heat down to about medium, and we are going to let it simmer for about 15 minutes, stirring every couple minutes or so. And then we'll be back to plate up. So excited. All right, the time is up. Let's get this turned off and dished up. So first I'm gonna put down some rice. I also went ahead and made some zucchini. All right, and now the vindaloo. Oh, look at that. That looks great. I almost feel like the sauce could have been reduced a little bit more, but this is my first time doing vindaloo. Ow. So we'll just go with it and we'll adjust. First time is always the adventure. The rest of it, although it's kind of nice. The sauce is pretty thick. Maybe it's thicker than I thought it was. Wow. Look at that. And now we're gonna top with cilantro. And with our, of course, almost nearly perfect naan bread. Check it out. Look at that. Let's do a thumbnail. Just get really close. See if it can get there. Ooh, it can. Is it? Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know. Time to taste this deliciousness. It's gonna be spicy, and I'm gonna cry. Mmm. Mmm. It's actually not too spicy. Wow. Ooh, Vindaloo chicken is good. Ooh. I like it. I think that my boys will like it too, so this is a win. Oh yeah. And I guess you take the naan and you put the chicken inside the naan just like that. Right? Right? Mmm. Oh yeah. That hits every spot. Mmm. That's good. I just drooled on myself. Alright you guys, well that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, keep your adventures in your kitchen real. Alright? See ya.
Alright.
Dinner time.
Alright. Only took 40 tracks.
That was only 3.
No, it was 3 for the meat.
More.